Welcome back to Wellness Wednesday. I'm Deva Harris-Williams, the Parish Nurse of Forest Grove United Church of Christ, with Willow here today. And I want to talk to you about a novel subject. Wait for it. COVID. Things in our world and vaccination options are ever changing in positive ways, with more vaccines available at more locations and increasing groups of people qualifying to get vaccinated. We continue to have more questions about safety and efficacy. More studies and trials are being done, so we have more scientific information from around the world to base our next steps and decisions on. How does this change our approach to daily life? Well, I'm not an expert. It's difficult to stay up on what's going on because it's changing so quickly. So that's my disclaimer. I've done my homework, but again, this is just some guidance. Please have a paper and pen, or better yet, a pencil with an eraser handy. I've learned that during COVID, all the best laid plans and information are subject to adjustment. So, how to get that elusive vaccination for those of us over 65, teachers and essential workers, which is the group that's being vaccinated now, you can go to getvaccinated.org. Fill out the quick questionnaire that determines eligibility, and they will call you to schedule an appointment. Get Vaccinated Oregon, or Gov, does an electronic mix-up of registrations, and they will call you to schedule. The Oregon Health Authority is making the calls. Other options? You can call the Forest Grove Senior and Community Center at 503-357-2021. Again, that's 503-357-2021. The center director is daily helping people to get scheduled. On Monday, they were able to get 6 people scheduled at Costco. Call Forest Grove United Church of Christ for assistance. We have several parishioners that have volunteered to help people get scheduled. Ride Connection, if you have trouble with transportation, is a great option for getting to wherever you need to go locally. You can go to a lot of local pharmacies now, and they each have a vaccination site. If you just go to the pharmacy like Safeway, Albertsons, Walgreens, Costco, and go to they'll have a vaccination site, and you can look at that, and you can schedule that way. There's not a lot of spaces, but there's more all the time. Bi-Mart is closed right now, but they're going to have more vaccines soon. So if I know somebody at church that went to Tillamook Safeway to get vaccinated, and they just turned it into an adventure. It's like finding the less crowded DMV, making it an adventure, because we're all still not going much of anywhere. Drive-up sites for mobility impaired options are increasing. The Portland Expo Center and the PDX, Portland International Airport, that's the Red Economy parking lot. The Hillsborough Stadium and the Oregon Convention Center is being used for educators. You can get more information about vaccinations by calling 211. Using the Get Vaccinated tool can help you find resources in your community, determine eligibility, and answers to frequently asked questions. What are considered underlying conditions? This group is getting ready to get opened up for vaccinations March 29th, and that's a lot of serious underlying conditions. Again, that's on that Get Vaccinated tool. You can look that up, or you can call me. More on that, the safety of and effectiveness of vaccinations. The Pfizer and Moderna vaccines are using what's called messenger RNA. We've been making similar vaccines for influenza for years. It's a new virus, not a new process. Yes, we're developing new types of vaccination using many approaches to tell our bodies to boost our immunity. We have old and new science at work together. For variants, which we're hearing a lot more about, we may need to adjust the vaccination or get a booster. Again, every year for influenza, we see that type of vaccination that's brewing in the Southern Hemisphere, and we base what components our vaccinations are going to cover by that science and research down there, and that becomes our fall vaccination. So we're going to be probably using the same approaches for variants and future vaccinations going forward. How to determine if getting vaccinated is right for you? It's a personal decision. Talk to your health care provider. They're not providing vaccinations, but they are open to providing good, solid information. They're the people that know you, and those are the people you should be going to for assistance. Read the information from for the Disease for Center, the CDC, whatever that is. Examine your lifestyle, exposure risk, your tolerance for the risk of getting sick yourself, the risk of passing on this serious illness to others. You can pass the virus and not know that you are sick. Symptoms usually occur about 2 days after an exposure. How many people using what precautions are around you? What's your comfort level in your bubble? About 10 days after your second vaccination, you can consider yourself at a greatly reduced risk. It's deemed that you're safe to be around other vaccinated people. The basics don't change. We're going to be wearing masks, washing our hands. Keep in mind keeping a safe distance from others in all situations except for your exclusive family, and congregate in small groups with lots of airflow. I listened to a news report that said we are flying a plane that is still being built. I really love that. So I'm trying to keep an open mind, welcoming the light at the end of the tunnel. Where we can live more personally connected, gather for worship, travel, hug, and with less worry and risk in our life. Thanks for listening today, and I hope this helps you to make an informed decision. Blessings, Deva and Willow.